ensure that both small, this medium and small, they have the same 0.5 centimeter. That way together you have 1 centimeter. So I'm going to place, and then I mark this, then I place, and then I mark this. So when you have this, you're going to have to mark, or you can go ahead and see what is your, I'm using 5.5, so that means from here to here should be giving me this much. So that's the same thing I'm going here, but when you're stitching it will still adjust, so you'll have to make sure that you mark. Okay, so when you get your tool like this, you're going to make sure that you go on here, and then you place this right here. So we're going to start with the shorter one. We're going to start with the long one, the downer part, the medium I see in here. So this is the medium, and it's what we are going to start with. So we are going to start with the medium. Let me see if I can adjust for you to see better. Okay, so remember what I pinned here. I'm just going to stitch here. I'll remove this stitch. Later I'm going to make sure that I remove it. Okay. So it's very important that you get to know where you are working, stitching. So this is what I will put here. Please ensure that if you can decide to pin. Pin the middle part and then work with this. As we are putting this, please mark this. Let me get to see. Mark so that you are really working with it. Keeping in mind that this line meets here. It kisses this long line. Get my sock. This line you have marked here, don't cross, don't cover it. Just place this one to meet there, then you come. So that means you must start from this point here. This is your starting point. So I'm going to make sure that I reduce my stitches to smallest. Then I press, then I go. So I can go on like that, and then I reverse. Please reverse back many times as you can. So I'm going to make sure that I go on reverse here again. Reverse is locking it. Don't go past your line. Don't go past your line. Do not go past the line. Are you seeing that? Do not go past the line. So the next thing you're going to do is to put this other upper part. that you have this, so you put the upper part, and you're going to make sure that this middle meets. When the middle meets, you can always balance the other part. So here, ensure that you work very clearly with this other. So that means you are this here. So I'm going to go back and lock again. So you check. Make sure that they lock here. Lock as many as you can. Then you can go ahead and move. So when you reach here, you are going to make sure you lock. Locking. Reduce your stitch length. Choose 2 inches or very small. You can switch it off your machine, and then you go ahead and you check. Is everything okay? You check. Like this one is not meeting that point, you can go behind and check. So if they are not meeting, you go behind and then you make sure that you make them meet. So if they are not meeting, I'm going to adjust on behind. So you have this. Now the next thing you're going to check is to ensure that these two are really meeting. It's very important to use the same color of the thread. However, I'm using black on dark navy blue. I hope it can work for me. So yeah, everything is meeting. Are you seeing here? Here these ones are meeting. Are you seeing here? Also this one is meeting. Now the next thing you're going to do is to mark something like this. As you cut, you're not going to cut completely there. Like I said, you need a very good scissor. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to go in the middle, and we are going to so when you reach here, you can either do from the side, or you can do it from here. It depends on how you would prefer it. So I'm going to make sure that I do it from here. So you're going to fold this aside, and you're going to go, and then you'll cut don't know how I can really make this make sense for you. I'm trying my best to make sure that I bring it closer. You cut. You really cut nearer. Don't cut too completely. Don't cut the thread. Then you go on, you get this. Some people prefer to cut it at the back. We shall try on the other. So I'm go on. Once it's not cut closely, you will have a problem. So let's see how we can cut this one on the side. Maybe the other wrong side. Maybe it will make more sense, but first let's cut it here. Okay, so on the wrong side, that means I have to organize this side. Then I come. I see that. Then I organize this side. Maybe the side is better. Let's check here if we had cut well. You see? I think the side is better. This one is not gone completely there, but this one went. So when you cut like this, please don't temper. Once you have finished cutting and you have reached to this stage, please don't temper. Leave it here like this, and you get your flat iron, and then you get your cushion pillow. Then you place. Then you can go ahead and then iron. So the first thing you're going to do is to iron flat. This helps a lot. This helps a lot. You press. So here the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get this and press it the other side. And then you press. If you don't have the clamper, I don't know what you will do, but you can just iron it like that. You pressure the So again, also you will take this. Do this first, because this is the corner where you will get issues if you don't open it and iron it. This is for total beginners, by the way. If it's for advanced people, I wouldn't go through all this. I'll just show you how I can do it quickly. After that, I am done. So you press and then you press. So the next thing you're going to do is, if this one slips, you're going to turn. Now when you turn, you have something right like this. So we're going to make sure that you also press. Please don't iron stiff cloth, stiff paper, canvas. You do pressing on them. You don't iron them, you press them. Be careful that you have. So I'm going to make sure that I get this and get to that part and get this and get to this part. So I'm turning with a small part outside in. You see this? So I'm going to make sure that I iron. So when you iron like this, so you're going to make sure that you fold this. Don't know if the light is more than enough. And then you also press. And then you need to make sure that here it is giving. So you go ahead and you get this. In case you open like this and then somewhere here, when you have these two put together like this and then you're pressing this here, please don't make this one to slip like this. Make sure that this slips like this. So trouser making is all about pressing and ironing it neatly. So you're as well going to make sure that you close this door by ironing it like this. So you can turn and then see the back. So if you feel like something is wrinkled here, you can go back and find it and then you cut. Anything that is wrinkled, you go find and then you cut. Meanwhile, you have to make sure that you balance this thing really. This and this should be the same. So this is how sometimes I do balancing. So I use a threaded needle. So I have a threaded needle right here. So what I'm going to do is, I want you to see clearly, I'm going to make sure that I balance this. Because you don't want to make a wallet that is opening like roasted fish. So I'm going to make sure that I balance. So this is for basic learners, so I'm taking my time to cut with them. At this point you have to ensure that you don't really have much wrinkles on your edges. At this point you need to make sure that so if I have this, I feel like this is a bit bigger, so I'm going to make sure that I run something like this to just create that 0.5 centimeter. Use a different color of thread, preferably white, that way it doesn't run because you're going to iron this. So return. Anyway, whatever you're going to do, make sure that you check your stuff and it's really giving, because you can put all this effort on a work that is having holes all over. You can put all this effort on a work that is having this part is not well. You can put effort in a work that is having bad here, bad here. So the moment you see that your work is not giving, I wouldn't encourage you to put all this effort. It's not worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it press. So when you're pressing the right part, please don't iron directly. Don't do direct ironing. Those signing that are coming, before you know it, the person's trouser is older, and then you'll be in trouble. So from this point I'm going to go. So the next thing you're going to do is to stitch here. No. So the first thing you're going to do is to stitch this part. So the first thing you need to make sure that you are doing is to stitch this part, which is here. Then you're going to make sure that you turn, and then you as well stitch this part. So at this point here you have this part and this part all stitched. So the next thing you're going to do is now stitch this other part. return to stitch this other part. So in case you have stitched that has this, you can go ahead and seam rip a little. You seam rip that way, this line can be there. Follow exactly the line. So at the end of the day, we have something here. You can go ahead and remove these stitches because now you don't need them. You can reduce. You reduce this to 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter. Don't reduce it totally off. You can reduce it to 0.1 centimeter. So from there you have removed. Now here comes this. So you have this, and then here even this. So this can be come out by ironing. You see, the most important part is that you should not be having you should not have threads coming, and then you open like this part is with full of thread. Okay, this let's just remove. So that's the most important part. The next part we're going to do is to put this hole, a pocket. So I'm going to press, and that way we see what is coming next. Like I said, this is for total beginners. So the next thing I'm going to do is to make sure that I place this to extremely that part. I don't know if I can make this make sense. Let me bring it a bit lower. I think this will make sense. So that means from this long, I'm going to make sure that I take it to be placed right here to the waist. And then you could see that if we don't, let me first iron this properly. You could see that if I don't place this facing, we will have this kind of pocket right there. Iron. Please, if you are ironing something for someone, don't use so this wallet pocket usually gives a lot of hard time. Don't use direct flat iron on people's expensive material. I don't know if you can struggle like me. You get it? Yeah, struggle like me. Try your best to ensure that you don't. This fabric has a color. That's why it is giving this. It's okay as long as it's not it's not the damp cloth that is having a color. It's okay, but always use a damp cloth. Use a damp cloth to give your ironing. Use a damp cloth. As long as you turn outside, use a damp cloth. So where else? So that means I'm taking this to be hold here, and I'm ironing this part to create a line, my pocket size. And I'm going to make sure that, no, I need to make sure I take this one completely to this. Take it completely to that part. Let's create another line, new line. So when I create this line, let's erase this properly to avoid confusion. So when I create this line, I'm going to make sure that I have this, and I will fold it to this size. I will fold it like that, and then I will iron. Then we are going to make sure that I will remove this. This is unwanted thread. You can use seam ripper. You can use anything that you know that you can be able to remove it for you. But scissors is very risky. You can easily cut a client's. Imagine you work on a whole pocket like this, then you end up cutting the material. Please avoid that. This is only for done by. Then when we have this, we have, so that means when you iron like this, you'll have this first line, and then you'll have the second line. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you trim this to this size. Yeah, so you have this, and if you have overlocked this part, it's easier to run, but if you haven't overlocked, fold it, then iron. And then what you're going to do is, using this line, you're going to make sure that you place this to this line here, and you're going to make sure that if you have overlocked this part, it's okay. If you haven't overlocked, you're going to make sure that you iron. Please ensure that whatever you're doing is this should be the right side, because this is going to go, and then it will come like this. I hope you understand it now. So we do not want to see a wrong fabric facing, so the facing should be aligning. So if you can pin, you pin. If you can pin. If you can pin. Okay. So this is it. Let's stitch. So you're going to make sure that you stitch. Sorry, I have already stitched. So I've stitched this part. You see that? So that means you can go on the sewing machine, and then you stitch this part. It can be able to give us a much light. You can stitch this part, and then you can be able to as well stitch this part. So this is the facing. The facing is going to give us, the facing is when we close our pocket like this, we can be able to see this other part. So the next thing we are going to do is to use our middle line. then we start stitch. Please use the middle line. Stitch as tiny as you can. So from there you can go on, and then you can trim off this excess. You don't need very much. This excess. To turn your pocket. So immediately what you will do is you can stitch, you can iron. That's why it's very important that you use soft stitch. When you use soft stitch, you will not get a lot of what we call stone. Something just harder here, but make sure that you leave 1 inch here. 1 centimeter, I'm so sorry. 1 centimeter. So I'm not going to iron, I'm just going to stitch. Then here as well, I am going to stitch. This to a firm pocket. That way someone can use pocket for good time, and there is no thing like. So another mistake we usually do so much is to leave this open. You will stitch all thing and then you find yourself this one is open. What you do is you go on here and then you stitch back. So when you stitch it back, you'll have something to this point. So if you feel like something is not right, that means your stitches must have stepped somewhere. You check, like I was seeing that here, maybe something here has given me a slightly, yeah. So you can go on like this, and now here your upper side is not opening. Yes, most beginners leave this upper part open. Oh guys, I thought I was on camera. I end up stitching this part, and that's why you could see it is having this kind of shape. But what you do is you will get excess allowances of your lining coming up like this, your pocket coming up like this. What you do is you will fold like this, you fold, and then you go ahead and then you stitch. Something like this, and this is your pocket. So if you like this video, give it thumb up. If you feel like you can follow, I think I start from the dot. I put on the details, but I did step by step sewing. I'm sure you can't fail on this. Thank you for watching. Let's get to next video. Will be how to put the slant pockets for the trouser. Bye bye.